Why, hello and good morning. Welcome to Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. I'm Melissa Houston. I'm a health insurance specialist and financial planner in Victoria, BC, and I enjoy doing Sudoku.
Cool. And good morning, everybody. I'm Marnie Dangerfield. I'm a wellness and intentional creativity coach, also here in Victoria, BC. And I'm excited today to announce that I'm submitting my official certification package for that intentional creativity coaching. I'm in a
Woo!
celebratory mood today.
Yay, Marty! This morning, you'll notice we are enjoying some monks. This is Mystical Arts of Tibet, San Mandela. Is it Mandela or Mandala? Do you know, Marnie?
I'm not sure.
I'll say Mandala. Creation and ceremony. It's 90 minutes long. It's posted on YouTube by Roy Zoner.
All the detail and focus. I love it. So I'll just go over a bit of the agenda before we get started. So we always like to start with our value statement, and then I'll be sharing what's inspiring me this week, followed by Melissa sharing her inspiration, and then I'll follow that up with a wellness daily wellness tip, and then Melissa will share our contact information and round us out with the always motivational end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our value statement. Today we gather
In the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life.
Indeed. Wonderful. Well, what is inspiring or motivating you today, Marnie?
Well, it's inspiring me. And also, once I forgot to mention too, if you're wanting to share what's inspiring you this morning, please feel free to mention in the chat. If there's anything inspiring, we'd love to hear what's going on with you as well. Oh dear, excuse me.
Yeah, I just popped a good morning into the chat box so people can find it easily.
Thank you. So what's inspiring me, and it's interesting with the video you shared, is the creative spirit of human beings. Because obviously we're going through a time of great change and uncertainty, and there's extra stress and worries in the world, and our schedules are all muddled, and just our day-to-day activities have just been changed. And I'm just every day I'm inspired by seeing how creative people are in coming up with solutions for and activities in this new reality, and what they're choosing to do in that moment. And from the parents who are having to educate their kids at home and entertain them. And there's one man I saw, I can't remember where he was in the world, I think it was England. He created a ski lift and ski ramp in his backyard, out of wood. There was no snow. And he had a pulley system where the kids sat in this thing and he was pulling them up. I'm like, oh my goodness. But just from coming up with not that difficult, but just the creative ways of setting up a day, like having to start new routines, and seeing how people are celebrating birthdays and weddings with the drive-bys and the honks, and how people are looking to gardening or baking, and sharing different creations that they're doing. And that inspires me, that human spirit of still moving forward and choosing what we're creating in each moment every day.
Mm-hmm. I think, and the wonderful thing about so many methods of creativity is it can produce such a wonderful well, it's more than just a feeling inside, but there's so many positive internal benefits to the person doing the creating, but also a lot of them are things that others can enjoy and find value in. So it's really a win-win kind of thing. Right, Marty?
Yes. Yes. I so agree. Yes. Thank you. It just lifts me up. I just, yeah, that's part of me. Ah. So
Oh,
how about you?
yes, I love it. Um, so for me, I didn't intend to do that, but I was looking for a photo for my mom the other day, and I realized that I have been meaning to organize my photos for a very, very long time, and I was just in a mood where it's like, you know what? I'm tired of not having these organized. I'm just gonna do it. So, in the past few days, I was organizing old photos, and they're photos from when I was very little to my adult years. And it was such an enjoyable experience to um, just be mentally teleported back in time, but also to see the progression of life for myself as well as the people I love. And um, the process I found very motivating and inspiring, just to see how things have changed positively in people's lives, and how far we've come over time, to just get that sense um of accomplishment, but not just accomplishment, but just to see how things develop and change, um and to reflect on that, instead of being very much caught up in, the issues of the moment, to see, you know, to remember that there were issues in the past, and they've all been worked through, and new things will come up in the future, but overall, a lot of things there's still a lot of things to be grateful for, and wonderful times to remember, and new moments to create, regardless of what's going on in the world. So I I did that, and I'm gonna recommend to people to do that, even if your photos are already organized. Maybe just take a trip down memory lane one day when you have some time, because it just brought so much joy to my heart, and also the fact that we aren't able to see our loved ones face to face as much right now, um, to have them sort of in your heart, just reflecting in the memories, and in the photos. It's like they're there with you again. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and I want to recommend people have that give that a try if they're feeling lonely, or just down about what's currently going on. See what
Mhm.
good has happened in the course of your life through photos.
Oh, that's so wonderful, Melissa. You just feel that. And yeah, just reflecting on the journey of what's gotten you where you are now, and remembering, you know, the the process and the growth, and like you say, that the happy memories too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
Great idea.
I bet everyone has them somewhere. Some
Yes.
happy memories in photo form. Okay.
Um,
And do you have a wellness tip for us today, Marnie?
I do, and it builds off what you just shared. It's sort of like after you do what Melissa recommends with, reflecting on your journey and such. Um, I'll bring it to right here, right now.
Mhm.
What my wellness tip is about is the reminder that now is the most important time in your life.
Mm.
Um, just right now, because that's what is is what's happening right now, and that reminder that um, the decisions and the choices we make in each moment, with those we're creating our future. And so bringing a bit of mindfulness and awareness to that, and thinking about what kind of future do you want to create for yourself and for others and for the planet moving
Mhm.
forward. And we've all been sent a bit of a global wake up call with this pandemic, and I would just say now is the time, um, because it's all that's real, and this is when we can choose to create our future moving forward. So what I encourage you to do is take some time, some quiet space, and I encourage you to envision a future that excites you. What lights you up? Where do you see yourself? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you taste? Bring your senses into it. What are you feeling in this envisioned future of what you want to create? Checking with what's important to you. What matters most? What do you value? What do you want to be doing, being, creating? And journal on it, draw on it, but just, say, looking 2 years down the road, where do you want to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want to have created? And then, and like I said, that feeling of what excites you, what brings you joy and is good for you and for the planet. And then after that, what can you commit to now? What's one step right now that you can commit to that'll help you grow into that future? Is it mindset? Is it movement? Is it meditation? Nutrition? Sort of practice or action you can make right now to move you towards that future, ideal future that you've envisioned. And a bit of a bonus of all this is that once you have that vision of, and obviously over time things can change and evolve, but when you have this vision right now of what you'd like to create, it really helps in the moment for moment to moment decision making of, if you're not sure about something, it can fall into like, will this action or will this choice help me or hinder me from creating the future that I want to see for myself, for others, for the planet? And that really helps with the yes or no oftentimes. So that's my tip for this week is that reminder that of how powerful this moment is, how important this moment is, and bringing that presence and awareness and the reminder of the choices we get to make in our lives. That's what I have to share.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And yeah, to have that perspective of, that vision of where you want to go and what you want to create, and then having the perspective of what is it today that I'm doing that will help me get there or create that. That's such a good thing to keep in mind. Thank you, Marnie.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's wind up for the day. I will get our contact info here. If anyone would like to provide us with ideas or feedbacks about our webcast, you can reach us at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. There's our Facebook page, which is MM with MM. We post the recordings of all of these webcasts, and we're also providing, if we have any resources that we discuss in them, we'll make sure we include those in the comments of the recording. So even if you join us live, if we do mention something that we want to share with you, you can always pop on there to look for the links to more information on those resources afterwards. We have our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_mm. Um, and then there's our YouTube channel. Again, that's where our recordings of the webcast get posted. So feel free to subscribe on there if you would like to get notifications to remind you to watch the recordings, if that is your preferred way of consuming the webcast. And we've got a motivational quote for the day. Dun, 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 dun. It's a simple and one of my favorites, but it is, Be the change you wish to see in the world by Gandhi. Good old Gandhi. Um, and I was going to say, in the spirit of creativity and the mandala, um, I chose this image because it is one that could be colored. So I'm going to post this in the comments on the Facebook page for the recording of this. And should you choose, you can print it off and do a little bit of coloring. Um, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then I might even share my results in the comment section as well. So if any of you feel like doing that and then sharing your results, I would love to see everyone's. It would be so cool to see what everyone chooses to do for coloring. And yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love the quote too. It's one of my favorites, but I love your idea of, yes, printing it up and coloring and sharing. And because, oh, what a meditative flow state you could get with coloring in. What a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it can be pretty meditative, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. And I love that. Yeah, reminder to be changing. We choose to be that change right now.
indeed. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for everyone who joined us this morning and for everyone who is going to be watching the recording. Hopefully, I will not have any technical issues this week. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you all again next Wednesday.
Yes, thank you so much. It's so wonderful to start the day with you all.
Yes, and thank you so much, Marnie.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
one, everyone.